The battle for the fate of humanity and the Klaxosaurs has moved beyond the atmosphere of Earth, reaching into the deep reaches of the galaxy. Ren and Ira, the chosen successors, have already secured 2 of the ancient relics, but the path ahead grows colder and more treacherous. In the deep silence of space, a new signal begins to pulse from a world forgotten by time, a planet entombed in a glacier that never melts. The third trial is about to begin, and it will test not just their strength, but the very core of their souls.
The synchronization rate is stabilizing, but we are entering uncharted territory where the laws of physics seem to bend under the weight of ancient energy. Genesis is adapting much faster than we expected, yet the energy readings from the new source are off the charts, surpassing even the Crimson Void. We must be cautious, for the scanners are picking up a resonance that matches the biological signature of the first ancestors. This mission is our best chance to understand the origin world, but it may also be our most dangerous undertaking yet.
Deep within the Verm Citadel, the shadows move with a purpose that spells doom for those who oppose the collective. General Zareth has been restored by the dark science of his masters, his armor repaired, and his crimson wings burning with a renewed, vengeful fire. He kneels before the formless majesty of Titan Omega, seeking a chance to redeem his failure at the temple and reclaim the relics for the hive mind. The Verm do not understand defeat. They only understand evolution through conquest, and their next move is already in motion.
Do not interfere with the successors just yet, for the third guardian is an entity that even we have struggled to comprehend throughout the aeons. He judges not the physical prowess of those who enter his domain, but their willingness to sacrifice that which they hold most dear. If they fail the trial of sacrifice, the planet of Frost Eden will become their tomb, and we shall retrieve the relics from their frozen corpses without firing a single shot. Patience is a virtue of the eternal, and we have lived for millions of years waiting for this specific alignment of stars.
In a hidden sector of the Citadel, Subject Zero remains suspended in a state of dreamless sleep, her pink hair drifting like silk in the preservation fluid. The monitors surrounding her pod are beginning to flicker with red warnings as her resonance levels spike to unprecedented levels. She is the key to everything, the bridge between the old world and the new, and her awakening is a sign that the end of the current age is near. A faint whisper escapes her lips, a word that carries the weight of 1,000 years of longing and loss.
I can feel the temperature dropping even inside the cockpit. The thermal dampeners of Genesis are working at their absolute limit. Frost Eden looks like a graveyard of ice from up here, a world where life was snuffed out long ago by a cold that freezes the very spirit. Era, stay focused on the synchronization. If we lose our connection even for a second, the blizzard will tear our energy signature apart. We have come too far to let a little snow stop us, but I can't shake the feeling that something is watching us from the peaks below.
The planet feels lonely, Ren, as if it is mourning something that was lost during the first great war between the Klaxosaurs and the Verm. I can hear the wind howling through the comms, but it sounds more like a warning than just a simple weather pattern on a dead rock. We need to find the temple quickly and get the third relic before the external hull of the carrier reaches critical freezing point. I am with you, always, and our hearts will provide the heat that this machine needs to survive this frozen hell. The carrier ship descends through the atmosphere, its shields glowing a bright orange as they struggle against the friction and the freezing air. Huge chunks of ice and frozen gas slam against the hull, creating a deafening roar that echoes through the corridors of the ship. Below them, the surface of Frost Eden reveals ancient crystal towers that pierce the clouds like frozen needles, remnants of a civilization that once thrived under a warmer sun. This is the doorstep of the third trial, a place where the history of the universe is written in permafrost. Who seeks the third relic and disturbs the silence of this sacred mausoleum after 1,000,000 years of solitude? Many have come with fire in their hearts and greed in their eyes, only to be turned into statues of ice for all eternity. The trial of sacrifice is not for the weak of heart or the selfish of mind. It is a bridge that can only be crossed by those who understand the true price of peace. Step forward, successors, and let us see if your flame is bright enough to survive the absolute zero of the soul.
We aren't here for greed, and we aren't here to play games with ancient ghosts. We are here to save our world from the verm. If you truly are the guardian of the relic, then you should know that the enemy is already at our heels and the galaxy is burning. Genesis is the vessel of the future, and we are its pilots, carrying the hopes of everyone who ever lived and died for a better tomorrow. Get ready, Era. If he wants a fight to prove our worth, we will give him one that will shake the foundations of this planet.
The Guardian drives its massive sword into the ground, causing a shockwave that splits the glacier for miles in every direction. From the depths of the icy chasm, thousands of emerald crystals begin to rise, glowing with a malevolent light that freezes the very air around them. These are not mere rocks, but the ice warriors of the ancient era, animated by the Guardian's will to test the interlopers. The battle for Frost Eden has begun, and the odds are stacked against the lone machine and its 2 young pilots.
Stop. The cycle of violence has claimed enough lives on this planet, and the blood of the past has already stained these snows forever. You are the ones the prophecy spoke of, the pilots who share a single soul and a single vision for the restoration of the star map. My name is Luna, and I have watched over this temple since the day I was born into this frozen duty, waiting for the ones who could endure the cold. Do not fight the Guardian, for he is only a mirror of the trials you must face within yourselves.
The girl, she feels like the relic itself. Her energy signature is almost identical to the pulse we've been tracking since we left Earth. Luna, if you know why we are here, then help us find the path to the Chamber of Sacrifice before the verm arrive. We don't want to destroy anything. We only want to protect the relics and ensure that no one else has to suffer under the shadow of the Citadel. Please, the time for secrets is over, and the time for action is upon us if we are to survive the night. Follow the light beneath the surface, for the true temple is hidden where the sun's warmth can never reach. The staircase is opening, but be warned that once you enter the Chamber of Sacrifice, there is no turning back until the choice is made. You will see things that will tempt you to abandon your mission, and things that will make you doubt your partner's love. Only by standing together as one can you hope to unlock the Emerald Light and claim the power of the third relic. Genesis follows the small girl into the depths of the planet, the massive robot's footsteps echoing through the crystalline halls. The walls are covered in ancient murals that depict the arrival of the verm and the first alliance between humans and Klaxosaurs. It is a history lesson written in stone and light, showing that the struggle for freedom is a story that repeats itself throughout the ages. Ren and Ira watch the images pass by, realizing that they are just the latest chapter in an epic that spans the entire universe.
Look at these carvings, Era. It shows Hiro in 02 standing right where we are standing now, millions of years ago. They were here. They faced these same trials, and they left these relics behind as a map for us to follow in their footsteps. It feels like they are still here with us, their spirits guiding our hands on the controls and giving us the courage to face the unknown. We aren't just pilots. We are the keepers of a legacy that refused to die, even when the world was covered in ice.
They completed the first part of the journey, but Luna said they never reached the very end, as if something stopped them from claiming the final victory. We have to be better. We have to go further than anyone has ever gone before to break the cycle once and for all. I can feel the third relic getting closer. The air is vibrating with a high-pitched hum that makes my skin tingle with static. Whatever is behind those doors is the key to our next evolution. Above ground, the sky turns a blood-red color as a massive rift in space-time opens directly over the temple entrance. General Zareth's fleet has arrived, and they are not interested in trials or prophecies. They are here for total annihilation. Crimson beams of energy strike the glaciers, vaporizing millions of tons of ice in an instant and creating massive clouds of steam. The VIRM scout ships swarm like angry insects, searching for the entrance to the underground sanctuary where their prizes are hidden.
Burn it all to the ground. If the successors think they can hide in the bowels of this frozen rock, they are mistaken, for the Verm see all and conquer all. I can smell the energy of the relics from here, a sweet scent of power that will soon belong to the collective. Deploy the heavy units and seal every exit. I want them trapped like rats in a cage while we dismantle their precious machine. Today, the legend of the Protectors ends, and the era of the Hive begins in earnest.
Inside the Chamber of Sacrifice, a heavy silence falls as the massive doors lock shut behind Genesis, cutting off the world above. Ren and Era are suddenly separated by a transparent barrier of pure energy that defies every attempt to break through it. They can see each other, they can hear each other, but they are physically isolated for the first time since they began their journey. The voice of the temple begins to speak, a sound that resonates not in the air, but directly inside their minds.
The path to the future is narrow, and only one may carry the weight of the third relic into the final battle against the darkness. To save the universe, one of you must choose to surrender your existence and become the fuel for the other's ascension to godhood. This is the trial of sacrifice, the choice between the love of one person and the survival of an entire species. Speak your choice now, or be consumed by the eternal frost that waits for those who hesitate in the face of destiny.
No, this can't be the way. The relics were supposed to be tools for protection, not a reason for us to tear ourselves apart for some ancient ritual. Era, don't listen to it. There has to be a third option, a way for us to stay together and still save everyone we care about back on Earth. I won't choose between you and the world, because you are my world, and without you, there is nothing left worth saving from the Verm.
Ren, if I have to go so that you can finish this, then I will do it without a second thought, because I believe in you more than I believe in myself. But the voice is wrong. It doesn't understand what makes us strong. It doesn't understand the power of our connection. We aren't two separate pilots. We are one heartbeat, one soul, and one machine. If the trial wants a sacrifice, then it will have to take both of us, because we are never going to be apart again. As they both step toward the center, refusing to choose one over the other, the energy barrier begins to crack and shatter like glass. The emerald light of the relic explodes in a brilliant display of power, recognizing the truth that the ancient voice was trying to hide. Sacrifice is not about loss. It is about the willingness to share everything, including the burden of fate. The third relic descends from its pedestal, spinning rapidly as it prepares to merge with the core of Genesis.
You have done what no one else could do in 1,000,000 years. You have proven that love is the ultimate sacrifice and the ultimate strength. My duty is finally over, and I can return to the light from which I was born, knowing that the relics are in the right hands. Use this power wisely, successors, for the fourth relic will require even more from you than this. Goodbye, and thank you for showing me that the universe still has a heart worth protecting.
Genesis undergoes a magnificent transformation as the third relic settles into its chest, its armor shifting and expanding into a more regal form. Emerald wings sprout from its back, shimmering with the brilliance of 1,000 suns and radiating a heat that melts the surrounding ice instantly. The machine is no longer just a weapon. It is a living avatar of the ancient guardians, a beacon of hope in the dark. But the moment of triumph is short-lived, as the ceiling of the temple is torn open by a massive crimson claw.
I see you have found your new toy, but it will not save you from the wrath of the Crimson Legion. You are outnumbered, outgunned, and trapped in a hole that will soon become your mass grave. Hand over the relics now, and I might grant you a quick death instead of the eternal suffering that Titan Omega has planned for you. Your little rebellion ends here, successors, under the weight of 1,000 Verm warships.
You talk too much, Zareth. We've already beaten your trials and your illusions, and now we have the power of 3 relics on our side. Era, let's show him the true meaning of eternal resonance and blow these invaders out of our sky once and for all. Genesis, engage all systems. We are going home, and no one is going to stand in our way today.
Genesis rockets out of the temple ruins like a bolt of lightning, its new wings cutting through the Verm ships as if they were made of paper. Every time the Nova Sword swings, a wave of emerald energy obliterates everything in its path, leaving nothing but cosmic dust behind. The battle above Frost Eden is a spectacle of light and destruction, a dance of gods played out against the backdrop of a dying planet. General Zareth's fleet is being torn apart by a single machine that refuses to break.
I can feel the resonance connecting us to the very core of the planet. It's giving us more energy than we can even process. We need to end this quickly before the surge overloads our systems and causes a meltdown. Target the command ship, Ren. If we take out Zareth, the rest of the fleet will lose their coordination and we can make our escape. One strike is all we need. One focused blast of everything we have left in the tank.
Celestial Nova Slash! This is for the Guardians, for Luna, and for everyone who believed in us when we had nothing. Taste the power of a united universe and burn in the light of the future we are building. We aren't just pilots anymore. We are the storm that is going to wash your filth away from our galaxy forever.
The command ship erupts in a blinding explosion that lights up the entire northern hemisphere of Frost Eden, signaling the defeat of the Verm's elite legion. General Zareth's scream is lost in the roar of the engines as his ship falls toward the glaciers, a broken bird of prey returning to the dust. The remaining Verm forces retreat into the shadows of space, their formation broken and their morale shattered by the display of divine power. Genesis stands alone in the sky, a silent sentinel of the stars.
You did it. The readings are confirming that the VIRM signature has vanished from the sector, and the third relic is fully integrated into Genesis. We are seeing a new layer of data unfolding from the archive, a map that points toward the final sanctuary beyond the galactic edge. This is the moment we have been working for, the turning point in the war that will decide if we live or die. Come home, children. You've earned your rest, but the final mission is already waiting for us.
As the carrier ship prepares for the warp jump back to Earth, a final transmission is intercepted from the depths of the VIRM Citadel. It is a signal of awakening, a pulse of energy that matches the signature of the relics, but carries a much more human tone. Deep within the core of the enemy, the girl with the pink hair has finally stepped out of her crystal pod, her feet touching the ground for the first time in an eternity. She is the wild card in the game of gods, and her heart is still beating with the memories of a promise made long ago.
I can feel you, darling, out there in the cold, fighting for a world that has forgotten who we were and what we lost. The time of my silence is over, and the time of our reunion is coming closer with every beat of the relic's hearts. Titan Omega thinks he can control me,
but he does not know the power of a promise that spans across time and space. Wait for me, for I am coming to help you finish the story that we started together. Far away, at the edge of the universe, the final guardian watches the events unfold through a pool of liquid light, his silver armor reflecting the stars. He is the last barrier between the successors and the truth of their origin, the ultimate judge of the four relics. He knows that the Verm are preparing their final assault, and he knows that the pink-haired girl is the key to unlocking the true potential of the sanctuary. The stage is set, the players are in position, and the end of all things is only a few heartbeats away.
We're almost there, Era. One more relic, and we can finally bring peace to the galaxy and go back to a world where we don't have to be soldiers anymore. I don't know what's waiting for us at the Sanctuary of Eternity, but as long as you're by my side, I'm not afraid of anything. We've survived the fire and the ice, and now we're going to reach for the stars and never look back.
The stars look different now, don't they? They don't look like distant lights anymore. They look like a path that was laid out for us by those who came before. We are going to fulfill the promise, Ren, not just for ourselves, but for Hiro, Zero Two, and everyone who ever dreamed of a world without war. The final trial is coming, and I have a feeling that everything we faced so far was just a preparation for what's next.
But in the shadows of the carrier, a hooded figure watches the two heroes with a gaze that is both familiar and alien. This mysterious observer carries the mark of the royal seal on their hand, a sign that they are connected to the origins of Genesis itself. Who is this silent witness, and what is their true goal in the final battle for the relics? The answers lie ahead in the Sanctuary of Eternity, where the secrets of the past will finally collide with the hopes of the future.
Let them come. The more relics they gather, the more powerful the harvest will be when we finally consume their souls and their machine. The pink-haired girl is merely a vessel, and the successors are merely catalysts for the ultimate evolution of the Verm Collective. The universe will be silent. The universe will be one. And the universe will be ours for all eternity. The end begins now.
So friends, that's all for today. I will bring the next episode very soon. Please subscribe to this channel and leave a comment. Bye-bye, my dear subscribers.